boop 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 boop.
Hey guys, I'm currently strapped to a chair in Calon's room. Send help. Anyways, I'm here to record my past, present, and future. So for the past, Qatar was primarily viewed as a desert wasteland with their main attractions coming from Bedouins and pearl divers. Please send the money, please. I'm begging you, please. Anyways, it was mainly viewed as like with Bedouins and pearl divers. That was the main economy. The ocean was very kind to them, where they could get pearls from the ocean as economies. They had a lot of sand. They had very primitive huts, and they were in the desert. It was what you'd imagine as a desert, just sand, no greenery, primitive housing, and castles to guard the riches from the marauders from the other tribes. This continued up until like the middle of the 20th century, where there was no secondary schools in Al Khor and everything, and so the only secondary schools were in Doha. So students in Al Khor had to ride in a truck with no seats or air conditioning to get through their secondary school for hours. It would take like at least an hour for the drive. They would stay there 6 days a week, and the curriculum was rather limited, with English not being taught until secondary school. This way of life and the English that was taught was not even that very advanced. In fact, some of the teachers didn't even know English. This continued until around the 1970s, when Qatar's economy rose with the discovery of oil and eventually LNG under the surface of Qatar, upon which the economy increased rapidly. And newer technologies were introduced to the peninsula until the country became what it is today. The amount of growth in the past couple of decades is astounding, as for all the way up until the 1970s, Qatar was a desert wasteland with very little technology.
Well, Qatar is the wealthiest country in the world. Qatar will most likely give you a life expectancy of over 80 years average, making Qatar a very healthy country. Qatar only has 285 children leaving school in 2007, making Qatar even a little bit in the past, making education a top priority. I view Qatar today as a very educational place, a peaceful place, and lastly a harmonious society. Qatar has evolved and blossomed to this perfect place where everyone is mostly happy and peaceful. Oh yeah, and there's Jack.
Anyways, for the future of Qatar, Qatar is trying to reach several goals in the near future using their Qatar National Vision 2030 plan. The plan is split into four sections. Human development, social development, economic development, and environmental development. Each section details a different part of the plan aimed at the development of a specific field. According to Source 1, to reach these goals, Qatar has to balance 5 challenges: modernization and preservation of traditions, the needs of this generation and the needs of future generations, managed growth and uncontrolled expansion, the size and quality of the expatriate labor force and the selected path of development, economic growth, social development, and environmental management. Qatar is also working on a new area called Lusail. Development of the city took off once Qatar was announced host of the 2022 World Cup. The city is built almost from scratch and features that aim to cut the country's large CO2 output with a large district-wide cooling system and water-sensitive landscaping plans. The city is connected via a large metro covering 24 miles. The metropolis is going to house high-skilled workers in an attempt to diversify the country's economy in preparation for when its LNG supply runs dry, so that the country can continue on. In conclusion, Qatar seems to have a clear path to the future, and it is not showing any signs of stopping its rapid development since the discovery of LNG. It's also diversifying its economy so that when that LNG runs dry, they're able to survive more. What I hope will happen in the future as well, in addition to this, is that Qatar will try to fix the problems with the expatriate labor force and Actually, I don't know about that. But the one thing to note is that I don't think that is that. Wait, no. Okay. We'll just cut that part out of the editing.
What?
Hello.
Hey, Mr. Franks.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, I kind of sort of found Callan's address. And,
We live in the same compound.
yeah, I kind of found his house, so.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay,
we're
so I was
filming
on-
right now.
Jack was on Callan's Zoom, and I saw Jack being attacked by a stick. And I
Yeah,
was
that's
like,
part
what?
of our thing, and the thing is, like, I'm being kidnapped by Callan. 1 minute, hold up. Oh, he left. Okay, in conclusion, Qatar seems to have a clear plan to keep developing, and it shows no signs of stopping. It's also diversifying its economy so that when its LNG runs dry, it can continue to function and prosper. And anyways, Qatar seems to have a clear plan to develop into a utopia that is built not only on Qatar is also diversifying its economy so that it isn't dependent on LNG and other things like that, and also to prevent the amount of CO2 input to prevent global warming contributed by Qatar. In conclusion, Qatar seems to be headed towards becoming one of the most developed countries in the world. Thank you, and send help.